Hi, welcome back to my studio. Today I'm going to show you 3 powerful painting techniques you can use to advance your painting skills quickly. Especially if you're a beginner, you'll find these painting techniques a great help to remove the frustration you may be feeling right now about getting your painting skills and improving your painting skills. I'm Malcolm Dewey from Malcolm Dewey Fine Art, and in this series of lessons I'm trying to give painting tips, especially for beginners, to help break through that frustration you may be having with improving your paintings. These 3 techniques are not difficult, but few beginners actually use them, and maybe because it seems counterintuitive to use these techniques. Instead, they're focusing on trying to get masterpieces completed. So let's jump right in. Technique number 1 is paint big paintings small. Very often beginners want to paint the large canvas. Maybe canvases like this, or probably even bigger. I know my first oil painting was a large canvas like this, and I ended up getting rid of that canvas. It was too cringeworthy. So much space made it possible to include every painting mistake you could possibly make. Instead, I encourage beginners to focus on a small surface. You can paint a large painting on a small panel, something like this. It is perfect to paint powerful paintings, and I'll show you why.
Painting technique number 1 is to paint your big paintings small. Like you can see, a panel of 6 by 8 or 10 by 12 inch panel is just the right size and gives you a lot more control. So why is this so good? First of all, you get bigger shapes very easily. So one brush stroke makes one big shape, and this helps you simplify your details. And getting good, strong paintings is all about simplifying details into mass shapes easily. So no more trying to paint a shape out of many brush strokes. You can use one brush stroke and get it down in one go, and this makes life a lot simpler. Another big advantage is you can use a bigger brush, or perhaps more correctly, the usual brush that you are using is now a big brush, because your panel you're painting on is small. So this means no fiddling with little details. You don't have the room to fiddle anymore. Now you've got to get the shape down with 1 or 2 brush strokes, and you get these nice big brush strokes as a result. Another great advantage is your brushwork appears lively. This makes the paint look nice and juicy and thick, and you're not tempted to, or hopefully you're not tempted to blend everything down into one flat, lifeless painting surface. So put that big shape down, use lots of paint, but in fact you're not wasting tubes of paint. You're making a small amount of paint look really nice, thick and juicy, and you're not sweating over wasting paint. And ultimately, a small painting means less time to complete. Although I'm not worried at this stage about you completing the paintings, but when you get to that, eventually you're going to be very happy that you can complete a painting in a few hours or in a morning or whatever it is, and not have to work over weeks and weeks, get tired and frustrated, and end up abandoning a large painting. But as I said, we're not worried about finishing a painting right now, because we're going to go on to technique number 2.
Technique number 2 is focus on the start. Too many times a beginner is thinking about producing a masterpiece. They're thinking about the end result, and they have in mind some master painting they've seen. So they're starting on that painting from the wrong direction. It's like trying to build a house from the roof down, doesn't work. Instead, I want you to focus on the start, and that is even before you put oil paint on the canvas or acrylic or whatever you're using, it doesn't matter. Get the start right, make a strong start, and build up to the point where you can produce the final painting. Produce lots of starts. Don't worry about finishing a painting. Once you got the main thing down, stop, start another painting. Here's a few more reasons why focusing on the start is what you should be doing.
What does the start comprise of? It's comprised of starting with observing your scene, then drawing some thumbnail sketches, some no-tan sketches, working out the composition and layout, looking for those big mass shapes, thinking about the color, thinking about the concept, and then preparing your painting surface and blocking in the big shapes. Do that, get it down, then repeat it on another one. Don't worry about finishing the painting. You can find out more about this in a demonstration I've got on YouTube. It's called How to Make a Great Start to Your Painting. So coincidentally, easy to watch that and see how to put this into practice.
And technique number 3 is get to know as much as you can about color temperature and bring that into your painting. I know color temperature may seem like a difficult subject, and it's one that is going to be with you throughout your painting career. There are master painters that all they do really is focus on color temperature and fine-tuning that and coming up with amazing colors that speak so much about the subject they're painting. I know we can't master those issues or techniques right away, but by getting to know the difference between warm and cool color and how to mix that color, you can immediately make such an improvement on the colors you're putting down that everyone is going to comment on why your paintings just suddenly start looking so much better. They won't even know the reason, but you'll know it. And a quick tip to remember is most of you are painting under sunny conditions, so the light is warm. Therefore, the shadows must be cool. By simply using that technique and adding some more blue to your shadows and cooling that color down, you'll make an impact straight away. Of course, the opposite is true when the light is cool, like it's going overcast or even indoors under artificial light. It might be cool light, in which case the shadows are going to be a bit warmer. So look out for those subtle differences. And here's some more information about warm and cool color that you can use right now.
So as you can see on this color wheel, divided into cool and warm color. And remember, it's all about the relationships between colors. Some colors appear warm next to a cool color, and that same color could then appear cool next to another color. It all depends on the relationships. And you can use a few handy tools like I'm showing here on the top right. Hold that out at arm's length. Can be a piece of MDF wood or cardboard, and you punch a hole through it. Look through it, and you're kind of trying to spot a color, all right? Isolating a color from all the surrounding colors, and just decide, is that a warm color next to the other colors, or is it a cool color? And then try and mix that color. Try and make it look warm, try and make it look cool. If you want it warm, maybe you need to add a bit of yellow to it, or another warm color like that. If you want it cool, add some blue is probably your safest bet. And remember, in warm light, shadows are cool, and in cool light, shadows are a bit warmer. And just a little example of this painting in the corner here by Sorolla. and you can see lovely pink colors in the one dress, but they appear cool. So because it's in shade, he's made that pink a cool color next to the warm yellows that are getting direct sunlight. So that's a good example of how color relationships can work with color temperature. So try that out, experiment with it. It's a lifelong passion working out color relationships, but it makes an immediate and profound impact to your color mixing.
Okay, so I hope these tips are helpful to you and you're going to try and bring them into your painting right away. I pretty much guarantee that if you focus on these three things right now, you'll notice a big difference very quickly. So if you found this information useful and something you want to try out for yourself, let me know how it goes. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel and maybe share this with other artist friends as well. Until next time, happy painting.